The latest on the Teo talks. Man, I wish I had good news, but I don't. Also, could Walker Bueller actually become a Cub? And are the Dodgers gonna resign Kike Hernandez? All that and more coming up right now on this edition of Dodgers Digest. Brad J with you here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on those notifications, and let's keep the party flowing. All right, the latest on Teo Oscar talks, according to the Atlantic. And man, I wish I had good news for you. And I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. I don't even feel like even talking about the story at all anymore because it seems like there's never any new news on it. So we keep looking at it. The latest on the Teoscar Hernandez for the offseason. What's going on? What is he gonna? Is he gonna be a Dodger? All this. I mean, 3 year, 22 to $24 million. That's the annual contract he's asking for. I mean, the one of the big things that I keep hearing about this is he doesn't want a deferment. And if you're only talking 3 years, what's the big deal of a deferment in 3 years? I mean, it's one thing like an Ohtani 10-year deferment. I get that. But deferring for 3 years, I don't see how that's even a thing. Well, there's been plenty written about Hernandez, but seemingly little has tangibly has changed. Yeah, that's right, and that's why it's one of those hot potatoes you don't even want to talk about because it feels like there's never anything new, and it doesn't seem like he's asking for the stars at a 3 year deal. It doesn't seem that big a deal. Los Angeles still appears to be the most likely landing spot, and in my heart, which don't like to think with, I feel like he is still gonna be a Dodger, but it just needs to happen. Put it to bed already. 3 year deal, like we said, 22 to 24 mil between on each year. So that's a doable number for the Dodgers. The Dodgers often talked about the idea of using deferrals as a means of bridging the gap in negotiations in the past. But that's one thing he didn't want to do, and that's what I keep hearing on the insiders is saying that he doesn't want a deferment. He does not want. All right, so what did he do? What did Teo do for the season? Let's just take a look at some numbers here and kind of just that was a career high right there, 33. There's the number that stands out. That big old 33. Most home runs he's had in the season, so you know he likes playing for the Dodgers. All right, runs batted in, 99. On base percentage, 339. Base on balls, walks 53 times. Like to see him walk a little bit more out of those at bats, and I'm sure the Dodgers would like to see that too. 589 total at bats, 160 hits, 12 stolen bases. We're not getting him for stealing bases. There's the number though that right there that you got to look at is that 188 on the strikeouts for Teo. That's a big number, and I'm sure the Dodgers would like to bring that number down and make that thing just a little bit more workable for Teo right there. But once again, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why the holdup continues to go on the way it is. Like I said, every time the story comes and there's more on it, I don't even want to talk about it because it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere at all. All right, getting into it. Cubs predicted to nab Dodgers two-time All-Star $45 million deal. This is according to the Sporting News. The Sporting News has put this one out, and they're saying, and you know who I'm talking about. Oh man, I hate even to see it. But I don't believe this right now, but I'm just covering the story because the Sporting News put it out. And Zachary Reimer of Bleacher Report predicted that they would end up homegrown LA Dodger star Walker Bueller, 3 year deal, $45 million with contract opt outs, which I think that would be appeasing to him. So if he doesn't like what's going on, he can get out of that contract. So I would think Walker Bueller probably likes the sound of that for the opt outs on that. One of the most top pitchers in MLB between 2018 and 2021. But injuries, I mean, it's pitchers, man. I mean, you look at the 2.82 ERA, then you compare what the ERA is now, and it's not. It's like five something or something. What he ended the season with, but that's not the deal. All right, and it comes down to me on this one. When you're looking at Walker Bueller, and everybody, I see a lot of the viewers and a lot of comments saying we don't need him. He's an extra pitcher that we do not need. We have all these pitchers, and my saying, gonna say to that is like, we don't have all these pitchers. Remember what happened last year? We went into the season thinking that we had all these pitchers for the Dodgers, and remember what happened at the end of the season? Yeah, sure, we won the World Series, but we were out of pitchers. And so I don't think you can have too many. And a guy like that who wants the ball in the biggest situations, why the heck would you not want to sign him and keep him? And I've always said too, with Walker Buehler too, it's, you know what it is? It's the Kershaw effect, man. Have you noticed that Clayton Kershaw, there's been no talk really about what's going on with Clayton? What is going on with Clayton? You know that he wants to retire as a Dodger. He's already said that. He said that numerous times. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. And he's also said he wants to play another year. So the Dodgers haven't worked out anything with Clayton Kershaw yet. And that's when I talk about the Kershaw effect, okay? The Kershaw effect to me is Clayton and Walker Buehler have always been good friends since they've been on the Dodgers together from day one. Like, very good friends, right? So I feel like they want to stay on the same team together and be teammates. So I feel like whatever Kersh does, the Kersh effect, I think it's going to affect Walker Buehler. And I think in the end, I think Kershaw will be a Dodger for at least one more year. And I got to think the same thing. I got to think that Walker Buehler is probably going to do better than a one-year contract with the Dodgers. But I think a 2 to 3, they're going to come to him and offer him. So I'm not giving a lot of water, this holding water to the Sporting News. Could Walker Buehler go to the Cubs? So not at all am I really thinking about that too much. But one thing that you got to think about is where is it at? Kike Hernandez. Let's talk about Kike, because that's one of the things like everybody keeps saying, but there's been no talk. So here was a question. This was to the Atlantic. And are the Dodgers going to re-sign Kike Hernandez? It seems like one of those guys that can still be productive. One of those popular Dodgers ever. Jason C. said this. Yeah, but look at Kike Hernandez regular season numbers. They're not good. His October numbers through the roof. There is no doubting that. But, you know, the beauty about him, as it says right here, and the Atlantic goes on to say, the dude can go anywhere. He's got versatility. You got to find a fit for him, especially if Teoscar comes back. Where are you putting him? Because then he also takes up a lot of at-bats too as well. And, you know, once again, Andy Pajes, what are you thinking about him? Do you think you need Andy in there? And if it's my choice between Andy and Kike, oh, man, I got to think that Andy has a stronger upside, even though I'm a huge fan of Kike. But it's like, look, these are hard decisions that these guys have to make at certain times. And this is one of those times that you're going to have to make a tough decision here. Dodgers also still have CT3, Chris Taylor, still on the team. And a lot of people you see calling for him. He struggled last year, want to see him go. But he's got one more year on his contract too as well. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of people, according even to this article, or a lot of teams that want to soak up his contract and want to even get involved in that. So there you go. There's that, and then there's more. And that is going to do it for Dodgers Digest. Brad J here checking in with you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on those notifications. That is going to do it. Always remember, though, the one thing you need to do is think blue.